Pictures. This is the scene from Saturday night when things started to unfold in the stands right after the Penguins tied it with 4 seconds to go in regulation, and we were all getting ready for overtime, and hearts were pounding as we saw sort of dramatics happening in the stands. Some people thought there might be a fight in the stands. It was pretty quickly obvious that that was not the case, and I think I'm more excited than this group of people up here that they're on TV, because I can tell you honestly, I witnessed this. These people are heroes who walk among us. And this is Elaine Parr. This is Julie Beattie, her husband Paul Beattie. This is Andrew down here, who's Alex Barron, Dr. Alex Barron's son, and that's Dr. Bill Paxton, and Daniel Ball at the end. And ladies and gentlemen, I am just so grateful. I know there are thousands and thousands of people watching that want to say thank you, but I just want to sort of, yes, indeed, Leave Nation, very cool. I don't want to go too deep into the actual story of it. The greatest news is that the patient, who doesn't want his name used because he wants to be very private, is doing quite well. And we'll get an update on him because I understand, Dr. Paxton, you have seen the patient and can give us a full update. So go give us that.
Well, I had the opportunity of driving in to see him yesterday, and he is doing wonderfully. There's no neurologic deficit. He looks great. He's in good spirits. He's probably going to need surgery before he goes home, and he's a huge Leaf fan. He was thrilled that the Leafs won, and he's very, very grateful to everyone here. Wonderful example of teamwork, and we're just pleased to have the skills to help out.
And we got to talk about the team, because it all starts with you, Elaine, because if I understand correctly, you were sitting behind this gentleman?
Behind him.
Okay, so do tell us the story here.
Yes.
I'll hold the mic. That's okay, Julie. You're doing very well. There you go.
I was directly behind him when the lady next to him shouted up that he was really sick and we needed help. And we noticed that he was slumping over and his skin tone was starting to change color. So I immediately pulled him back and started to do chest compressions.
Right.
I knew it wasn't.
You're not a nurse.
Oh, no, I'm just, you know, a regular Joe from the street.
Who knows CPR, so important.
I did know CPR.
Yes.
And I started doing chest compressions on him. I knew it wasn't the most ideal situation, that lying down would be best, but he was a big man in terms of height and trying to gauge the size and the space in between.
Yes,
and
so you were behind him at that point?
I was right behind him, and I was above him, hovering over him doing this.
And that's when people were going, what's going on down there? And then all of a sudden this Darcy Tucker jersey with a pink hoodie sticking out of it comes flying out of nowhere, and you were, what, 2 sections away?
Yeah, we were 2 sections away, just against the boards.
Now, Julie, I sort of you caught my attention when you came diving over and started doing the chest compressions with him sitting up, and then I saw you move him to a lying down position that was superhuman.
Yeah, well, someone assisted me with that, though. I couldn't have done it on my own, just to protect him.
Yeah, and
so
then your husband, Paul, comes climbing over seats.
I saw her working on him, doing chest compressions, so I came over just to help her.
And you're a firefighter.
Yeah, in Burlington.
So you two being in the profession of saving lives on a daily basis, are you at all surprised by the fact that this particular life that you saved is drawing so much attention?
Oh, yeah.
It's
overwhelming.
You do this every day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if this happened with every life you saved?
That'd be phenomenal.
You'd be a very busy woman.
A lot of nurses would love that.
That's right. We have to keep in mind that there are nurses and firefighters and regular people that walk the streets every day that are heroes, that do so much. I want to talk to the doctors now. Both of you two, not at the game together, but know each other and work together in Waterloo. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm a pediatrician in Waterloo, and Dr. Paxton, my good friend, who we met on the very first day of medical school together. We went to med school. He is the godfather of this little guy right here, Andrew. And we had gone to the game together, but we were sitting in entirely different sections. I was sitting next to my very good friend, Aaron O'Toole, and Aaron said to me, Alex, look across there, what's happening? I think there's somebody doing CPR. And I jumped out of my seat, and I was completely on the opposite side of the arena. I ran from one end to the other of the arena, and the strangest feeling. And then I saw the folks doing their thing, and I jumped in to start doing compressions and to do some breathing. And at that point, suddenly I thought to myself, you know what? In any second, Bill's going to be here. I didn't know if he was coming, but there's just a feeling you have, and sure enough, there he was.
And you flew in from what part of the building? Like, you guys just descended, and all of a sudden stethoscopes were being handed off. It was quite something.
Section 119 behind us, so it was kind of a long hike. I was quite out of breath.
But you guys look at each other and say, what are you doing here? I don't know, what are you doing here?
When it was actually quite fortuitous. The staff here were terrific, and the emergency medicine technicians, the EMS staff, had all the equipment and the drugs that we needed. So I was lucky
So
to have the
key.
equipment to put him on life support at that point and get done what he needed. He needed some cardiac medications at that time. We got him out of the way and accompanied him to St. Mike's Hospital, signed over to
And
my
now
friends in the Emerge, and
And now he's doing so well.
it's just a good example of everyone just fell into roles that everyone is familiar with. No one really knowing each other other than myself and Dr. Barron.
Yeah.
And
And
outstanding
maybe Paul
care.
and Julie a little bit knowing each other, just
That's
a little
right.
bit. Husband
That's
and
right.
wife, that thing.
That's right.
But I want to bring in Daniel as well. I know you're a little bit shy there. Do you mind taking that microphone? Tell us your bit of the story and how you were involved.
Well, I wasn't fortunate enough to sit in the front row. I came down from the Blues. I saw, I guess, Julie doing CPR, so I thought I'd come down and have a peek, get a closer look at the ice. And I noticed that they didn't have an IV going, so the docs invited me down to start the IV for them.
Wow. So you are in the medical profession?
Yeah, I'm a nurse educator.
Nurse educator. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I, on behalf of all of Leaf Nation, and definitely the gentleman who is sitting upright in a hospital bed, ready to cheer on his Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, we thank you, and we look forward to watching you be honored this evening here at the game. All right, thanks very much. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Leafs TV, and I know Andrew wants to say one thing. Leafs go! There you go, Andrew. Is the #1 Toronto Maple Leaf fan right here. We have more from Leaf Nation HQ. Craft Questions are next.